talking about Latino community, for all these years, you have worked very hard on promoting and sharing the Latino and Hispanic culture. Do you see any common issues that those individuals are facing, however, sometimes are overlooked by the majority?
I think that one of the things that I hear often is that we don't want to learn the language, that we feel that we're entitled to always have interpreters or translators, when in fact, Hispanics, just like everyone else, truly want to learn English.
Oh,
And as I said before, Hispanics have been here, especially when it comes to the Mexican community. We have been here for many, many years, so many Mexicans don't even speak Spanish anymore, or Mexican Americans, I should say. Um, they learn English because they've been here 3, 4, 5 generations in the USA. So that is one thing that people often ask. Why is it that Hispanics don't want to learn the language? Why is it that you feel that you're entitled to just interpreters and that everything needs to be translated? Actually, the need for interpreting and translating is a global um, challenge that we face because we travel internationally, and we also have many, many international travelers to our country, whether it's for business, for pleasure, maybe medical. So it's always wonderful to make people feel welcome. The way that when we travel, we as Americans travel to other countries, we see the signs at airports, etc., where people welcome us in our language, and that's always something that's um, misunderstood, but I
Mhm.
think it's very much needed to be talked about because we are a global society.
Yeah.
Our backyard now is anywhere in the world. We can communicate with anybody in the world within seconds with the internet. So we have to kind of develop um, our skill set and also mature as global citizens that we are. So those are the challenges, I think. And again, I love these challenges because you get to educate people all the time. And being seen, when people see you something different, like you speak English, you went to college, you look a little different or you behave a little different, it's the time to say yes and no. This is just another example of what being an Hispanic and also an Hispanic American is.
Language and communication are really important.
Yes.
One last question, but not least. As a winner of the Entrepreneur of the Year and also a very dedicated advocate for minority and women enterprise development, if you had one piece of advice for minority and women entrepreneurs, what would it be?
Well, I grew up with a mother who was an entrepreneur, and she opened a business here at the age of 62. So I learned with her example. And when she opened her restaurants, my mother decided that she would hire the very best. And it did not matter if you were Mexican or not. The restaurants were Mexicans, but she always believed everybody can learn something. And our restaurants were always, our employees were from all over the place. Some were Mexican, some were American, some were from other countries. And that was her model. You bring in people, you let them outside of the box or within the box, whatever works best for them, and you support them, you empower them, and that creates a very diverse pool of thinking. They bring their skill sets and their talents that can only better you as a person, as a business person, and to grow the business because you are not only accepting diversity, you're being inclusive,
Mhm.
and you really have a lot to learn from one another. I remember, and this was put in a Global Cleveland post, and Joe said it so nicely. He asked me, what were the last words that you heard from your mom? And my mother said, love yourself, love others, and always pay forward. And I think that is so critical. You can surround yourself with mentors. You can go to the bank and get the loans. You can get assistance to grow the business or to build a business. But to always remain grateful,
Yeah.
to always be inclusive, to know that everybody brings something to the table, to check our own biases when we think, well, maybe a certain group is not. That is not true. Humans are humans, and we also have to keep those biases in check. What am I thinking? What have I learned from my culture or from my upbringing or from the media? that could be wrong, that baby's putting a barrier between myself and somebody who may be seen to me or others as different. So that gratitude, that inclusion, that empowerment is, I think, the foundation
Mm-hmm.
to have just a wonderful journey as a business owner or as an entrepreneur. And that doesn't just apply to minorities
Right.
or women, that applies to
It's
all of
everybody.
us.